Part One of My Hunt After the Captain. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by David Wales. My Hunt After the Captain by Oliver Wendell Holmes, Sr., Part One. In the dead of the night which closed upon the bloody field of Antietam, my household was startled from its slumbers by the loud summons of a telegraphic messenger. The air had been heavy all day with rumors of battle, and thousands and tens of thousands had walked the streets with throbbing hearts, in dread anticipation of the tidings any hour might bring. We rose hastily, and presently the messenger was admitted. I took the envelope from his hand, opened it, and read, Hagerstown, 17th, to H. Captain H. wounded, shot through the neck, thought not mortal at Keedysville. William G. Leduc. Through the neck. No bullet left in wound. Windpipe, food pipe, carotid, jugular, half a dozen smaller but still formidable vessels, a great braid of nerves, each as big as a lamp wick, spinal cord. Ought to kill at once, if at all. Thought not mortal, or not thought mortal, which was it? The first, that is better than the second would be. Keedysville, a post office, Washington County, Maryland. Leduc? Leduc? Don't remember that name. The boy is waiting for his money, $1.13. Has nobody got 13 cents? Don't keep that boy waiting. How do we know what messages he has got to carry? The boy had another message to carry. It was to the father of Lieutenant Colonel Wilder Dwight, informing him that his son was grievously wounded in the same battle, and was lying at Boonesborough, a town a few miles this side of Keedysville. This I learned the next morning from the civil and attentive officials at the Central Telegraph Office. Calling upon this gentleman, I found that he meant to leave in the 2:15 train, taking with him Dr. George H. Gay, an accomplished and energetic surgeon, equal to any difficult question or pressing emergency. I agreed to accompany them, and we met in the cars. I felt myself peculiarly fortunate in having companions whose society would be a pleasure, whose feelings would harmonize with my own, and whose assistance I might, in case of need, be glad to claim. It is of the journey which we began together, and which I finished apart, that I mean to give my Atlantic readers an account. They must let me tell my story in my own way, speaking of many little matters that interested or amused me, and which a certain leisurely class of elderly person, who sit at their firesides and never travel, will, I hope, follow with a kind of interest. For, besides the main object of my excursion, I could not help being excited by the incidental sights and occurrences of a trip which to a commercial traveler or a newspaper reporter would seem quite commonplace and undeserving of record. There are periods in which all places and people seem to be in a conspiracy to impress us with their individuality, in which every ordinary locality seems to assume a special significance and to claim a particular notice, in which every person we meet is either an old acquaintance or a character. Days in which the strangest coincidences are continually happening, so that they get to be the rule and not the exception. Some might naturally think that anxiety and the weariness of a prolonged search after a near relative would have prevented my taking any interest in or paying any regard to the little matters around me. Perhaps it had just the contrary effect, and acted like a diffused stimulus upon the attention. When all the faculties are wide awake in pursuit of a single object, or fixed in the spasm of an absorbing emotion, they are oftentimes clairvoyant in a marvelous degree in respect to many collateral.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?